It is good to be back with another winner. 4 out of 5 the past 5 days. Can you believe it? At the end of the video, I'll have the top 5 home run picks for today, which will be June 27th. And then let's have another day. Why don't we? Okamoto cashed us in the bottom of the 8th inning on our round robin here. So Junior is on another fire streak. Can you believe it as well? He did have 3 home runs the other day, and he continues his hot streak this week, cashing us this round robin here. So um, unfortunately, this other round robin here in the Discord didn't do too well, but Buxton's been close. Um, Other than that, posted my top home run picks also here in the Discord, but I'll have my top 5 at the end of the video. This was 2 days ago. We hit Luis Garcia and Alvarez on the round robin. We hit a 2-man, and then what started this streak out here was this round robin on the 23rd with Buxton and Machado. So been on a streak, and let's continue it, especially for the YouTube and the Discord as well. So keep watching, and I'm here to give y'all the best picks as possible. All right. So let's get to it. We still got some games going on. I'm gonna get these picks out early since I'm going in for some overtime for work tomorrow. So let's get it. Got your weather research and all your lineup data coming right up. So let's get to it. So the first game, we got some afternoon games tomorrow. Yankees and Red Sox. I don't really like this game here. Gonna have Garrett Cole on the mound against Jake Bennett. So I really prefer not to take this game here. Um, you know, you could take Goldie, and I doubt a lot of, since there's games still going on for Friday. Um, that there's going to be a lot of home run odds. But yeah, there is already. There's some, but yeah, I don't mind Goldie here. I'm not betting this game. I just don't like afternoon games that much. But yeah, that's all I'd take for the Yankees. And then as far as anybody against Garrett Cole, you could take Abreu or Contreras or Duran. All right, and then Duran at 540 here. But I'm not betting this game, and I suggest you probably don't either. All right, especially the first game of the afternoon. As Feathers weather goes for that game, all right, looks like weather is pretty good. All right, for Saturday, June 27th. Um, the model percentages really aren't that high either. So, but the weather, I mean, let's look at temperatures across the slate. Yeah, all in the 70s. Why can I not find? Oh, there's Fenway Park. Wind blowing in, but at 7 miles an hour. So nothing to worry about if you're betting that game. Next game, Detroit's pretty good at hitting Kaiwan Tang. So I like Tigers. They just shut out Houston. All right, 8-0. All right, so the Venezuelan pitchers, Kiter Montero. All right, and then I forgot who it was that wrapped up on the mound for the Tigers. It was another Venezuelan dude. I think his name was De Jesus. I never seen him on the mound as a reliever before. Let's take a look. But that was pretty cool. Venezuela had an earthquake. That was pretty catastrophic. So yeah, De Jesus here. So that was pretty cool to see. But I do like Tigers this game. Colt Keith, if he plays that lefty versus righty matchup. So we'll take a look at some odds. Let's take a look here. So Colt Keith at plus 700 odds. You can single him, as I preach singles all the time. And then Dylan Dingler. He's got 2 home runs out of the past 5 games. And then, let's see if I like anybody else against Calvin Tang. Of course, Kerry Carpenter for the back-to-back. He just hit on Friday. Kerry Carpenter. And then I'm not taking Green. I was talking about in the Discord that he likes swinging at golf balls. Who just hit a home run? Ty France. He's been popping off lately. So we got a dinger ringer here in the Discord. Kick it with Truck and Blue. All right, I'm Blue and Truck's the other guy that helped create the Discord. But yeah, I'm not taking green. I like Carpenter more. And then Outman's now the bag long shot for the back-to-back also. He hit on Friday at plus 560 odds. And then as far as against Valdez, I'm sorry. You could take Walker or Paradis here. Or even Yainer Diaz. Walker, Paradis, and Yainer for longer odds here. So, but I like Colt Keith the most for the back-to-back. All right. And then as far as weather for Detroit tomorrow, if I can find it, wind blowing in, but not that bad, right? 6 miles an hour, so should be a decent game. Should be I say 2 or 3 plus home runs for that game. Next game, we go on to Akamoto and his crew that cashed our round robin on Friday against Kumar Rocker here. Let's see. All right, so it looks like, yeah, Dylan Cease is on the mound here. I normally don't like betting against him. This is a dome game, but let's see here. As far as against Kumar Rocker, I like Okamoto for a back-to-back. Yeah, they don't have no odds here yet for this game. You could take Okamoto again, Varsho, and then Luke's. And then as far as anybody against Dylan Cease, let's look at Rocker against Toronto. Okay. No one's got a home run off him yet. Not too many people faced Rocker yet. Yeah. Okamoto and Varsho. And then Luke's here for Toronto. And then you could play Jock Peterson. I like him. Nimmo hasn't been hitting really. Jock Peterson's probably my favorite for the Rangers. So, so far, Rangers and Blue Jays and Yankees and Boston not being my first favorite 2 games, and Houston, Detroit being my favorite game so far here. Moving on, could be a possible delay here. Ballpark Pal's not showing it yet, but RotoWire is. Cincinnati against Pittsburgh. Chase Burns has been really good on the season. He's 9-1. So let's hit this back button out. Let's see how many home runs he's given up on the season. He has given up 10, but still a pretty good ERA, even though he's given up 10 home runs. But I do like Belo for that lefty versus righty matchup for this game. Yeah, they don't have odds yet for that game. Well, I like Belo. And then, I mean, you could take Brian Reynolds around or her, but I like Belo the most out of the Pirates here. And then against Jared Jones, he's a righty. I mean, Cincinnati hasn't really been hitting, so I mean, you could take Blade if you want, Nathaniel Lowe, but the only person I'd take from this game is probably Belo. And then the weather, like I mentioned, possible rain. Wind blowing in at PNC Park. Model percentage minus 16%. So the highest model percentage for the slate looks like plus 9%. And that's here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Kansas City and Chicago. So last I checked, Chicago was up 20-1 on Kansas City. This is a whole different White Sox team this year. And Murakami's not even back in the lineup yet. He's still on the 10-day IL. So he's like 80% ready last time I checked. But man, they could win the division in the AL Central this year. That would be quite shocking when it's usually the Guardians or Detroit. But there's still a whole lot of baseball left to be played this season. But Michael Wacha, he's a righty. So I like Colson here. Benintendi hit, so I like him for the back-to-back. Benintendi hit Friday. Yeah, there's no home run props yet for this game. But yeah, you can run Benintendi again, Montgomery. And then I do like Chase Meadrith here. I think he's got one off of Wacha. Let's see. Yeah, he's 1 for 7 though, so take him if you want. And then as far as anybody against Davis Martin here for Kansas City, I mean Caglione, but that's it. Caglione was on fire, but now he kind of dropped off the past few games. So, and then weather in Chicago, wind blowing in, plus 6% model percentage because they're expecting home runs. Chicago's been on fire, but nothing to worry about for this game either. So another big slate for Saturday. We got Phillies and Mets here. Alan Rangel against Christian Scott. All right, Phillies and Mets. So, of course, ESPN's going to show undecided till like the very last minute. But how many starts does Rangel have? Yeah, he's a relief. So this will be a bullpen game for Phillies, and those kind of games can be iffy. As far as this game, you could take Soto. Oh, Lindor's going to be back. But until he starts hitting, when he gets back, then you can start batting him. But yeah, probably Francisco Alvarez and Soto here. But Soto's kind of dropped off. And then as far as the Phillies, let's see if they got any odds here. No, not yet. I mean, Schwarber, who knows when he'll go again. I mean, he's due at any time. And Harper, Marsh. So Schwarber, Harper, Marsh are good shots here against Christian Scott. Can go Christian Scott against Philadelphia Phillies. Let's see how. Okay, yeah, he was on the fit, so he's returning from the 15-day IL here. So yeah, you can fire up these 3 lefties right here. I don't mind that. He'll be trying to blow off some rust. So, and then the weather here in New York, wind blowing out, so that's a plus. Let's see how strong. Yeah, that makes me like that game even more. So I don't mind that game. All right, moving on. Arizona and Tampa Bay. We're playing in the Dome here in Tampa Bay. So we got on the mound Jose Cabrera against Cole Sulser. And then it's going to show undecided here. Let's see if this is... okay, he's the starting pitcher. He's only got 1 start this season, so not much to go off of here. I mean, Caminaro, he's been hot, or Aranda. All right. That's only 2 guys. Cedric Mullins also hit on Friday, so you could take him for the back-to-back. And then is anyone against Cole Sulser here? I mean, I wonder if he's... No, he's a starting pitcher. I mean, he's 1-0. I mean, Carroll, Marte. Probably just Carroll, Marte here. We don't know too much about Cole Sulser. Against Arizona Diamondbacks, right? Let's check them out. So Marte, he's 0 for 1. Yeah, he hasn't faced Carroll, so yeah, I'll just go with Marte and Carroll here. Not a favorite game. I'm honestly, I'm not betting it. I don't have anyone down for that game, so yeah, this game's staying off. All right, Washington and Baltimore. We got Foster Griffin against Brandon Young. So Foster Griffin's given up quite a few home runs on the season, so I do like Alonso here against the lefty. Let's take a look. 16 home runs, yeah. So fire up Alonso here, especially if, all right, wind blowing in, but only 1 out, so it's going to be a dead wind, so that's even better. I'm not worried about the model percentage. Yeah, no home run props. So yeah, you could take Alonso here, and then Mayo. Yeah, Mayo hit recently, but Alonso's my top target here for Baltimore, and then I really like Luis Garcia here. Jacob Young's 1 for 1 off him, but yeah, I like lefties here against Brandon Young, especially Garcia, Wood, and Abrams. Curtis Mead is kind of random too, but yeah, probably Luis Garcia first, Wood second, and Abrams third. And then for Baltimore, like I mentioned, Alonso and Mayo. All right. Moving on, Seattle and Cleveland. So Emerson Hancock against Slade Sassoni. So as far as this game goes, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, really. Angel Martinez isn't back yet for Cleveland. I'm probably not betting this game. I think it's best just to, I mean, yeah, 14 and 12 home runs, but Seattle hasn't been hitting. They've been like Julio Rodriguez, Cal. They haven't been hitting either as Cleveland. So I'm not betting this game. I'm not gonna even touch it. You can if you want, but watch it pop off. But yeah, I mean, you can take into home runs 14 and 12. I mean, 26 home runs combined here, but yeah, I'm not touching it. Moving on, Chicago Cubs and Milwaukee. So David Peterson against Kyle Harrison on the mound here. Another game I don't really like, to be honest. But if you will, Suzuki hit on Friday. You could take him for the back-to-back. See if they got props up for this game. Let it load. Suzuki. Yeah, maybe just Suzuki here for the Cubs. That's what his odds at. 450. And then for the Brewers, I mean, Churio I like. And then you could take Contreras. He hit Friday for the back-to-back. So Contreras and Churio. So that's all who I'd take from this game. And this game's played in a dome, so I'm not too worried about weather here. Colorado and Minnesota. You got Michael Lorenzen on the mound against Mike Paradis. So I love Twins here, especially Buxton, Clemens, and Caratini. So Buxton is my top pick for the Twins here. I'm not sure if it's going to let me select any Twins. Yeah, not yet. Because the game for Friday still might be going on. Like I said, I'm trying to get this out early and did my research already for Saturday's games. Yeah, but Buxton's my top pick. then Clemens second, Caratini third. And then as far as Colorado against Mike Paradis, I mean, you could take Mickey Moniak, Goodman, Rumfield. Let's see how Paradis is. He's only given up 10 home runs on the season, though. He hasn't faced any Rockies yet. But I like Twins more here. And then as far as weather goes in Minnesota, wind blowing in. Higher than 10 miles an hour, but I mean, that could change, between now and game time, which is 7:10 p.m. tomorrow. And I say tomorrow because I'm making this this video slightly before midnight on Friday. But, yeah, that's all who I'd take from this game. Buxton, Clemens, Caratini from Minnesota, and then Moniak, Goodman, and then Runfield for Colorado. Moving on, Miami and St. Louis. So they're expecting this to be a decent game here. Not really a top game I really like. Alright, I'm not betting this game. I just don't like it. And like I mentioned in one of my videos before, there is games that you don't have to bet, and this will be one of them. So that makes 2 games on this slate tomorrow I'm not betting. Alright. So we'll scratch this game right here. Moving on to Dodgers and San Diego. So this should be a pretty good game here. Yamamoto's on the mound, who's giving up 10, and Vasquez, who's giving up 11 home runs on the season. So I love Ohtani here for the lefty versus righty. He's got one off of Vasquez. And then I like Pages here as well. And then you could take Freeman if you want. And then maybe Betts for the back-to-back. And I doubt there'll be a home run odds. Oh, there is. So Ohtani, I mean, his odds are shot. They're expecting him to go. Freeman, Pages. Yeah, you could probably take lefties against them. Muncy. Take your favorite lefty here. I mean, maybe Freddie Freeman for better odds. But I think Ohtani's going to go. And then Pages has, I'm pretty sure he's got one off of Vasquez as well. And then as far as Padres against Yamamoto, Tatis for a long shot here. And then you can fire up Merrill and Machado. Gavin Sheets can kind of be random. But Machado's my favorite for the Padres for this game. His odds are at plus 520. All right. So, decent game there, and the weather should be good at Dodger Stadium. It usually is, and wind blowing out. It's rarely ever blowing in at Dodger Stadium. Is it being played at Dodger Stadium, or is it played? It's actually being played in San Diego. So wind's blowing left to right. What's the model percentage? -6%. All right, so that should be a decent game. A couple more games here to cover, and I'll get to my top 5 home run picks for Saturday, June 27th. We got Atlanta against San Fran here. So Bryce Elder against Logan Webb. Elder's giving up 10 on the season, so I'm okay with firing up Schmidt for this game. And then you can take Devers also if you want. All right, Devers finally been coming around as of lately. But yeah, you could take Devers and Schmidt. And then Adames as well. Adames is my favorite for this game. For San Francisco, well, yeah, for this game overall. Then as far as anybody against Logan Webb, no one's really been hitting for the Braves. Let's see. Michael Harris has 2 off him. If you want to go batter versus pitcher, Olson's been silent. a lot of Braves have been silent, which is odd because I mean they were hitting pretty frequently a while ago, and then they just kind of dropped off. But I mean, if you do want to take any Braves, I mean Michael Harris, Olson looked good, and Drake Baldwin. And then San Francisco, that's Oracle Park. Wind blowing out there, minus 19%. Model percentage, 61 degrees. But look at that wind. That helps even more. 20 miles per hour out. All right, last game on the slate. Then we'll get to these top 5 home run picks. Is Athletics against the Angels. So this might be an alright game. But there's better games to bet from. Trout's still on the IL. I'm not sure when he's expected to return. So he did resume on-field exercises on Tuesday, 3 days ago. So he's on his way to returning back to the lineup. But as far as this game goes, you could take Langeliers. Yeah, probably Langeliers is my top pick here for the Athletics. And then for the Angels against Perkins, Nolan Schnall. Nito's always a good go. Yeah, I would say Nolan Schnall or Nito here for the Angels. And then as far as the weather goes there, wind blowing out, consistent. So that's good to see. And then plus 1% model percentage. All right, we're going to go over my top home run picks. The top 5 here. We're going to go with, if I can find them. I must have went too far. All right, so I can't select them right now, but we're going to go with Byron Buxton. All right. And then I can't select the next guy either, but we're going to go with Clemens. And then let's see if I can select. All right. And then Machado, part of that top 5. Although the odds are not great, I do like Ohtani. And then Adames as well. So Byron Buxton, Clemens, Manny Machado, Shohei Ohtani, and Willie Adames is my top 5 picks on the slate for Saturday, June 27th. So yeah, the Discord link is in the YouTube description here in my channel. So go ahead and click that and join up. All right. So I post all my picks in the Blues MLB Insight here. All right. So this will be posting. I'll post in the comments my top home run picks. I might try posting my round robin, but be sure you subscribe. All right. So you can see like comments and whenever I post, even when I start going live as well. So get those views up to 100. Still, we haven't got the views up to 100 for this $50 giveaway. So be sure to get that word out, the Blue Sports Picks, all right, helping y'all get wins, all right. So I would greatly appreciate it. Feel free to comment, hit me up, and just feel free to say hello, all right. Say, hey, yeah, Blue Sports Picks has been giving me some wins. I don't know. But anyways, y'all have a good Saturday. Good start to the weekend. We'll catch y'all later. All right, take it easy.